Hi everyone, my name is Marissa and this is my channel The Budgeting Wife, where we talk about all things budgeting and personal finance. And in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys our recent trip to Kauai, the island of Kauai along the Hawaiian Islands. And we had such an amazing time. We went in early May and I'm just excited to share this video with you guys to share exactly how much we spent on our vacation. So we ended up spending a total of $1,882 and a penny. So this vacation we spent 7 days on the island of Kauai, and we got to do a ton of fun things. And even though we got to do so many fun things while we were on our trip, we also really stayed within budget, and we actually came in under budget for what I had planned for this trip. So I'll be walking you guys through exactly how much we spent. So if you are going to Kauai soon, here are some things that we got to do during our trip and also how we saved money along the way. And if you are interested in watching more videos about personal finance and budgeting, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you're sure not to miss when I post a new video. I also want to preface this video by saying that we did not do any travel hacking. I know so many people who do travel hacking and are able to save so much money that way. And basically travel hacking is like using credit cards and like different credit cards to get miles or points. And so you just like rotate them through, and it is so utterly confusing to me to like manage all of that. So we did not do any travel hacking, but we did still save a ton of money. So you don't need to do travel hacking to save a bunch of money when you go on a vacation. You just need to be smart about it, and you need to set a budget and just keep on top of it and keep checking prices. And that is exactly what I did for this trip. So first off is the airfare. So my husband Jacob and I, we live in Portland, Oregon, and so we are flying from Portland to Lahui, which is the only airport in Kauai. And so we flew with Alaska Airlines, and it was awesome. We were able to book a direct flight, which is definitely my preference instead of going up to Seattle or down to LA. So it was nice that we got to do a direct flight. So we actually do have a credit card with Alaska Airlines. We do use credit cards, but we use them very responsibly. We pay them off every single month. And I'm fine with using credit cards and with others using credit cards if you're smart about it and pay them off every single month. And if that is a struggle for you, definitely do not use a credit card. And we'll start by saying that. But for us, we do use credit cards. So our Alaska credit card, it actually comes with a companion fare. Every year you get a free companion fare, so meaning that you purchase one ticket and you get another ticket for free. So it's an awesome deal that comes with your membership with Alaska Airlines with your credit card. So this is the trip that we use for our companion fare. So in total we spent $500, and I have my notes down here. We spent $527 on airfare, and that was for 2 people round trip from Portland to Lahui. So initially I booked this vacation in October of 2017, and I booked our flight online, and then it was over $800 for one ticket to get to Kauai, and which again we have the companion fares, so it costs $800 total. But that definitely seems like a lot. So the awesome thing that Alaska Airlines does is that if within 24 hours your flight goes down, they will rebook you and give you the difference as just a credit. They'll just refund you the difference. So then the very next day I checked the flight, and I noticed that it went down $100, a whole $100. But thanks to Alaska, it was within that 24-hour period, so I just called them up, and they were like, oh, of course, yeah, we'll refund you the difference. So they refunded me the $100 difference. The other awesome thing that Alaska Airlines does, and I'm not sure about other airlines, but they will credit you the difference if your flight goes down between the point of you booking and the day before your flight. So what I did for this is that I checked our flight online almost just about every single day from October until our trip, and every time that I'd see like the flight went down in price, I would call Alaska and I would just say, hi, I noticed that my flight went down, here's my confirmation code, and they would go, oh yeah, Marissa, looks like your flight went down, we'll go ahead and give you a credit on your account. And so this wasn't directly into my bank account, but I would get a credit for a future flight purchase. So when it was all said and done, we ended up paying $527, meaning that the between that day, the day after I made the original booking and before our flight, it went down $200 in price, and I just kept checking it every single day. And so with that $200, we actually, we recently booked a trip to Los Angeles. We're going to be going to Disneyland in December for Christmas time. I'm so excited. But this was an awesome way that we were able to use those credits to make that flight in December. So we actually, for that, just a side note, for the flight in December, we only had to pay like half the cost because we had $200 in credits. So it only cost us like $180 round trip for both of us to fly to and from LA. So that was an awesome deal. So in total, we spent $527 on airfare. And that, again, was because I just kept checking the flight every single day to see if it went down and calling to make that arrangement. So I would definitely recommend staying on top of those things. And when in doubt, just call and see if there's any sort of changes to your flight and seeing if the price can go down. So the next thing that we spent on was our rental car and gas. And so as a total for rental car and gas, we spent $273.03. So the rental car we actually got through USAA. I am a military family member, and my dad is in the military. So we have USAA, which is awesome. If any of you have USAA, they are incredible with all of their insurance benefits, but they also have additional discount benefits available, and one of them is doing rental car. So we looked into Costco Travel as well as USAA for rental car, and USAA ended up being the cheapest. And again, we booked this in the fall as well. The other awesome thing about a rental car is that you can place a hold on the rental car without actually paying for it first. So in the fall, I placed a hold on a rental car for our trip, and it was around $360. And again, this was one of those things that I kept checking very much daily. And so every day I would check the USAA's site and see if the rental car price had gone down. And when it would go down, I would make a new booking and then cancel my old reservation. So I just kept doing this till I found the lowest price. And then once, I think it was about maybe like March that I got the lowest price, and ever since then it had been started to go up again. So I held on to that reservation from March. And so the rental car itself was through Hertz, and we paid $234.47 for the week for the rental car. And we ended up getting a 2017 Nissan Altima, so just a sedan, but it was perfect for exploring the island. And then I will say we really enjoyed driving a new car. We both drive 20-year-old cars, so we don't get the best fuel economy with our older cars. But this rental car that we drove got awesome gas mileage, and so we only ended up having to fill up our car once. And there's a Costco on the island of Kauai, so right before our flight, when we were going home, we just stopped by Costco Gas and just filled up our tank once. And we explored the entire island. We drove around so much, and we only had to fill up once. So all in all, for rental car and gas, we spent $273.03. So hotel for our trip, we actually stayed at two different hotels in the Kapa'a area. So the first hotel we stayed at was the Hilton Garden Inn at Wailua Bay. And this was a wonderful hotel. It was so beautiful. And my parents actually are Hilton honors members, and so they had a bunch of points. And so for Christmas, their gift to us was to use their points for our hotel in Kauai, which was so generous of them. So we actually used their points to stay at the Hilton, and this was the 4 of our 7 days on the island. We stayed at the Hilton, and this hotel was very nice. It was just really lovely. It also had a resort fee every day, which you had things that were included in the resort fee. So you got free Mai Tais every afternoon at the bar. So we made sure to take advantage of all the things that we were paying for with the resort fee. So all in all, with the hotel expenses, we spent $264.64. And that was the resort fee and the taxes for the time that we stayed there for 4 nights at the Hilton, because everything else was covered with my parents' honor points. The second hotel that we stayed at was the Worldmark in Kapa'a. So I think it was called Kapa'a Shores, which is a Worldmark resort. So my parents also do have a timeshare, and so they had points for that as well. So the entire Christmas gift that they gave to us was using their points from Hilton and their timeshare to stay at the resort. So it was an awesome deal. So all in all, for all lodging, we spent $264.64. and we stayed at 2 great resorts. And the thing that I loved about those resorts in particular, if any of you have been to Kauai or you are going, is that Kapa'a is like right in the middle of the island, and the road around the island, it doesn't actually go all the way around the island because there's some mountains on the northwest side. So Kapa'a is right in the middle of that road that goes almost all the way around the island. So it was just very convenient to be right in the middle there, so we could just make trips either north or south. So we were on the east side of the island. Now moving into the super fun part of the trip, which were the activities that we got to do. When we went on our honeymoon, we went to Hawaii 3 years ago, and we got to see at Disney Aulani, which was an amazing honeymoon. But I think the thing that I regret most about that trip is that we didn't do very much. And I mean, it was our honeymoon, so it was great to just like relax by the pool. But we definitely didn't do a lot along the island. So this time we really wanted to make sure that we were doing activities and just exploring the island of Kauai. So some of the activities that we did, or I guess all of the activities that we did a luau, we did a UTV tour, and we did a sunset sail along the Nepali coast. So this was a ton of stuff, and we definitely did budget for it. And again, we wanted to make this a priority for our vacation, so we made sure that we put aside money to do these activities. So activities in total that we spent for the 2 of us to do activities on the island was $425.15. So the things that we paid for to do, first off, was a luau. So we did a luau with Smith Family Luau, which I can go ahead and leave a link below to them. It was an incredible luau, and it was right by our hotel that we were staying at on the east side of the island. But their grounds are gorgeous. They have tons of land. They take you on a tram ride all over their land, and so you get to see beautiful trees, and they have like tons of fruit that they're growing, which was like incredible. And then there were also tons of like wildlife, like peacocks just roaming around the gardens, which was so fun. So the grounds were amazing, and then the food, of course, was absolutely delicious. They had some pork and beef and fish and chicken. Like, it was incredible food. And then after that was the show, and so they did different dancing and different, like, they did like fire dancing, all that kind of stuff from different cultures along the Pacific Islands. So it was an incredible evening. It was about 4 hours long for the entire luau. We absolutely loved it. The total for the luau was $196 for the 2 of us. So definitely not cheap, but if you're going to Hawaii, I think that you need to do a luau at least once in your lifetime, because it's just an experience that you will forever remember. So we definitely wanted to make sure that we did it on this trip. So we did Smith Family Luau, which we absolutely loved. The second thing that we got to do for our activities was a UTV tour at Kipu Ranch, and that cost $229.15 for a 2-hour tour. And so a UTV, it's not like an ATV is when you like have handles like this and you drive around on like a single person like ATV, but a UTV is like an actual like car kind of thing with a like roll cage on the top of it. I'm not super skilled in UTV, but Google it if you don't know what a UTV is. Anyway, so my husband Jacob and I, we got to actually drive the UTV ourselves. I let Jacob drive. I didn't really care to drive. But so they have this land in Kauai that is privately owned, and it is so lush and green and just gorgeous. And so this tour, you get to drive around this land, and an awesome thing is that many movies were actually filmed in Kauai on this set of land, and so they'll show you exactly where different movies were filmed, like Tropic Thunder, not the best movie, but that was definitely filmed there, Jurassic Park, a whole bunch of other movies. So it was fun to kind of see like where those movies were filmed, and we were right there on that land. Other parts of this tour, we got to do like a jungle kind of thing. So we went through like all these trees, like in this jungle, and down into the mud, and there was like water and mud everywhere, and you definitely got super muddy and super dirty. But it was a lot of fun, and it was definitely my husband's highlight of the trip, and it ended with a waterfall. We drove up to a waterfall. So it was a really fun trip, and the 2-hour tour cost us $229.15. So I would definitely recommend it if you're looking to do something adventurous while on Kauai. It was an awesome experience. The third activity that we got to do that I talked about was the sunset sail along the Nepali coast. This was actually something that we were invited to do with Captain Andes. It was an amazing tour though. We got to see the Nepali coast, which is like the mountainous range that just like, it's mountains all the way at the top that just dives into the water. It's absolutely gorgeous, and you can't really access it any other way besides hiking, which is like excruciating and not, you can't like see it super well, but doing it by the sailboat was incredible. You get to go right along the water and see the cliffs. And so that opportunity that we had with Captain Andes was amazing. So I made a blog post on that, which I'll go ahead and leave a link down below. And I would definitely make that a priority for your trip when going to Kauai. Although I will recommend to bring some anti-nausea medicine, because the waves, you'll definitely feel them, but it's totally well worth it for the sights that you get to see. So I thought I'd also talk about the free things that we got to do on the island. The awesome thing about Kauai is that there's so many beautiful sights that you can see that cost $0. So one of those things is just going to beaches. There are tons of beaches in Kauai. Our favorite beach while we were there was Poipu, and that is on the south side of the island. And we absolutely love this beach because it was like always nice on the south side, where the north shore can be a little like cloudy sometimes, but it was always nice every single day on the south shore. And the beach at Poipu is just like breathtaking. It is so stunning. And so we just enjoyed going out to the beach and laying on the sand, just enjoying our time on the beach. That is definitely a free activity. Other things that we did for free, we drove up to Wailua Falls, which is a waterfall that you can access. You can literally just drive right up to it and then get out and look at the falls. I will say, though, that there is absolutely like hardly any parking up there. But besides that, it was an awesome view to just see a waterfall, and you didn't have to like hike super treacherously to get anywhere. Another thing that we did was going to Queen's Bath, which is in Princeville, so on the northern side of the island. And Queen's Bath is like a natural lava rock area that has formed into like a pool. And so depending on the time of year that you go to Hawaii, it is a fully enclosed pool. When we were there, it wasn't exactly fully enclosed, but there is a like trek that you can go down to get to it. And I've done it before with my family. I've been to Kauai twice before with my family, but Jacob had never been. So we were going to go hike down it. It did rain the very night before. So when we were walking down, it's like pretty-ish treacherous, but not too bad when everything is like dry. But everything was just turned into slick mud. And so as we were trying to like walk down, I like slipped once and I was like, okay, I'm out, I'm done. And I was like, Jacob, you can go. I'm just going to like stay here. So I let him go down. And so he took some pictures and everything. And it's a beautiful place. I would definitely recommend checking it out depending on the time of year that you go to the island, and make sure that it's not too treacherous. Just a forewarning that it may be muddy on the way down. But that was awesome, and that was totally free. Another free thing that we did was driving up to Waimea Canyon, and so that is on like the south side, kind of like the southwest side of the island, and we got to drive all the way up to the canyon. And so it's kind of like quite a drive, and it's a windy road, so again, take anti-nausea medication if you're susceptible to that. But we had an amazing drive up to the canyon, and then you get to this lookout, and it is just like completely like this vast, gorgeous canyon on the island. It is incredible, and you have waterfalls, and it's just like so immaculate. And again, that's another free thing that you can do on the island. So there are so many fun things that you can do on the island of Kauai, and because it's such like an adventurous island with so many sights to see, tons of free things to do. And so all it really cost us was the gas to get there. Okay, so here's the super yummy part of our trip, all of our food. So initially I had budgeted $30 per person per day for food for this trip, and that ended up being actually way too much. And I think initially I was just assuming that like Hawaii prices were going to be so much more than here in Oregon. It ended up that the prices were the same, if not honestly a little bit cheaper. So things were cheap, and also we got like a ton of food. So we spent a total of $292.19 on all of our food, which initially I had budgeted with that $30 per person per day. That would have been like $420 for our trip. So we stayed under budget for that, and I will say that we fully enjoyed ourselves, and we got to go to all like the places that we wanted to eat together. So what we ended up doing was right after we got off our flight, when we landed in Kauai, we went straight to Costco and stocked up on things for breakfast as well as snacks and water. So we spent like $50 at Costco to get some things, and we got to keep that in our hotel room. And then we decided that we were just going to eat out for lunch and dinner. And a lot of things ended up that like we ate so much for lunch that we weren't really hungry for dinner, or we just had like a couple snacky things for dinner because we just weren't hungry. But some of the food places that we went to and we loved, the first was Verde, which was absolutely delicious. We went there twice, and it's like a new Mexican style food place, and they have one in Hui and Kapa'a. So we went to the one in Kapa'a twice, and their burrito is huge, and it's enough to feed 2 people. So we ended up just sharing a burrito. They also have a great happy hour where like margaritas were like $3, which who has a $3 margarita for happy hour? And it's Kauai. So we definitely went to happy hour there once, as well as everything on their menu was 10% off for happy hour. So that was a great deal and delicious food. So I definitely recommend checking out Verde. It was super affordable and delicious, and half of a burrito just like set us for the whole entire day. That was the only meal we needed. Another place that we went to and we really enjoyed was Puka Dog, and this is in the Poipu area. So we went to the beach and we walked to Puka Dog for lunch. So I will preface this by saying a Puka Dog is quite expensive. It's $8 for hot dogs. When you think about that, it's pretty ridiculous when you can get one for $1 at Costco. But they are like Hawaiian style dogs, so it's like a hot dog in this like sleeping bag-ish looking bun, and then it has like relish that you can choose from, and it's different like tropical Hawaiian flavors. So I got like a pineapple relish, and Jacob got like a coconut like relish, and it's very delicious, but it's $8, I will say that. So we did that for lunch one day though, which was pretty fun. Another place that we really enjoyed was Chicken in a Barrel, which is a Hawaiian barbecue place. And we went to this in Honolulu, which is one of like the furthest north places you can get in Kauai. And so Chicken in a Barrel, we went there, and they have like a sampler platter, and it was like $20 for the sampler platter, but it was way more food than 2 people needed. So when you think about it like that, it was like $10 a person for food, and that was kind of like our lunch, dinner, like meal for the day, because it was so much food. And it was absolutely delicious to get some Hawaiian barbecue and rice and all of that. So I would definitely recommend Chicken in a Barrel in Honolulu. There's different areas for it, but I would along the island that it's located, but the one in Honolulu I heard is the best, and it definitely was delicious. And we also couldn't leave Hawaii without having some shave ice, so we stopped for some shave ice in Poipu one day. There's a ton of shave ice places all over the island, but we really enjoyed that. It was very good. And the last budget item that I will share with you guys, the last thing that we spent money on, was miscellaneous spending. So before we went on this trip, I actually went to the bank and took out some cash to use as our miscellaneous spending. That was the only cash that I took, just to use as tips. So we made sure that we, tipped housekeeping and tipped for the activities that we went on and things like that. So that was our tip money. That was also our spending money. So I love picking up like an ornament whenever I go on a vacation. So we picked up an ornament. We also got a few souvenirs, things. It was Jacob's dad's birthday, and then it was Mother's Day while we were gone as well. So we picked up some things for them on our trip as well. So we used that miscellaneous money, and we also had a friend take us to the airport, so we gave them some gas money out of that. So that was just some miscellaneous spending, and we spent like $100 on just things like tips and souvenirs and just like personal spending. Like Jacob got a shirt, or whatever that may be. So I think it's definitely important to include miscellaneous spending in your vacations so that you allow yourself to spend a little bit on those fun things that aren't food or lodging related. And that is it. That is the wrap up of our trip. So this is how we spent $1,882 and a penny on our week-long trip to Kauai. So definitely know that it's important to budget for your vacation. And then while you're in the process of getting everything booked for your vacation, I would definitely recommend to keep up on checking prices, because they may go down. And doing so had saved us, I think we saved over like $400 between airfare and our rental car on on, actually more than that, I guess, but we saved so much just by booking and then rechecking those things that we booked. So you don't need to be a penny pincher when it comes to your vacation, but there are ways and simple ways that you can just save some money while going on the trip of your dreams. So we definitely had a wonderful vacation. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more personal finance and budgeting videos. I'm so sorry that I did not vlog this Hawaii trip. I was just totally meaning to do so, but we were just living in the moment and just enjoying every single day that we were on the island, so I didn't really feel that I wanted to take out the camera and film. But we had such an amazing time. You can go ahead and check out my Instagram though. I did do some Instagram stories while we were there and highlighted it on my travel area. So go ahead and check out my Instagram. You can find me at The Budgeting Wife and check out our Instagram story highlights from the trip there. So with that, I will go ahead and end the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.